There's only a few major Hemingway collections in the United States. One of them is here at Central Michigan University. The Clarke Hemingway Collection is a wonderful body of documentation that tells the story of Ernest Hemingway's time in Michigan, from really a baby until he was a young man. His first wedding was here in Michigan. It started with a meeting between myself and a gentleman named Michael Federspiel.
As an undergrad here at CMU, I had worked as a student assistant at the Clarke, and so knew the Clarke well, and approached Frank and asked Frank if the Clarke might be interested in establishing a Hemingway collection. So collaboratively, Frank Bowles and the dean at the time, Tom Moore, and I kind of started that collection, which grew and advanced, and it's a magnificent place to store safely things, not only for our generation, but for generations to come.
Preservation is really important to us because we do want to preserve the original. The thrill of some of this is that you hold a letter that Ernest Hemingway wrote, you hold a scrapbook that Ernest Hemingway's mother put together that has honest to goodness pictures taken by Ernest Hemingway's father of the kids in a rowboat or splashing in the lake. Preservation can vary from very simple things to very expensive things.
So it's not as if it just shows up here and it's done. You can't put it on the shelf and just say it's done. How do people find it, right? You need a library catalog. How do people know what it is? You need to describe it. You need to do all this extra work behind the scenes. From the time it gets here until the time it's on the shelf for use is maybe a couple weeks to a month. But that's just everything that goes into making it available so that 100 years from now, we still know where it is. People can still get to it, and they can still look at these documents that today we're enjoying and were enjoyed 100 years ago when they were created.
One of the things we also established at the very beginning was something called the Michigan Hemingway Endowment, designed to promote knowledge about Hemingway's personal and literary ties to the state, but also to acquire materials, like the Gamble letter that was written in 1919, and other Hemingway correspondence and letters and related materials.
One of the reasons we have for developing a collection like the Ernest Hemingway Collection is not simply to have it, but to share it. And the really important purpose is to share it, to get it into the people's hands, to get it into the community's hands. We've worked in a variety of ways to do that with the Hemingway material. This is a collection that grows both because we're interested in it as a library, but also because there's a community of people in the state who really care about this and are willing to support it. Some of it is donated, some of it was purchased. What we like to say is that, and it's really important, that the entire collection was in one way or another privately given to Central Michigan University and the Clarke Library. We've been very, very fortunate to be able to develop a very robust collection of Hemingway material.
Visit WCMU.org/Hemingway to register for Hemingway in Michigan on Wednesday, March 31st at 6:30, a partnership between WCMU Public Media and the Clarke Historical Library.